My YouTube world, this is Johnny Mo with part two, baby, part two. All right, this is going to be the equipment, baby. This is going to be the equipment section. I'm going to tell you what to buy and how long to buy and all that stuff, man. This is the stuff that people would pay money for. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Let's get into this. We got a lot to cover with a little bit of time. All right, let's go. 1500 truck versus a 2500 truck. Either F-150, F-250, whatever. 2500. Couple different reasons why. And please don't be offended. Here we go with the Ford versus Chevy stuff. The 1500, the reason why I suggest not, because of payload. Number one, payload. Number two, how much weight can that front end take when you're buying a plow? Now, there's two exemptions for this. I believe Boss makes an inverted pressure and Snowway does a down pressure. If you get those two types, that means you're putting about 250 pounds of down pressure on the front edge of that blade, and it'll clean the lot pretty well. The problems I have with the 1500 is that you can't buy a plow heavy enough. I like plows that are about 690 to 850 pounds off the front of these trucks. I want to slam that plow down. I want to go through and I want to clean the lot as efficiently and as clean as possible, especially due to if you clean it really well, that's the least amount of salt you can put on a lot. Tip, baby, tip! That's a tip, baby! What'll happen is if you get yourself a light plow, 400, 450, it starts to pile up, the snow piles up on you. Number one, it can't push it, it'll start tripping. Boom, 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 boom. It'll start tripping and it won't clean it as well. Number two, if it doesn't start tripping, what'll happen is you'll start to ride up on the snow and it'll cause you to have to go back and re-clean. So it's better just to get a bigger plow, 700 pounds and above, slam that plow down, get it right down to the concrete and push that snow off. Best way you can do. You get a light plow like 400, 350 to 450, it's not going to work as well. So, and it's not going to be as heavy duty as now. And that's what you're going to have to get when you're dealing with a 1500 truck. Number two, another reason why you don't want to use a 1500. Can you use them? Can you outfit them? Sure you can. But if you're going to put salt down, your payload, when you stick a big plow out front and then you've got a salt spreader in the back and you've got to carry salt in the truck so you can salt all your lots, your payload's down. So you get pulled over and they weigh you, you got way more weight than that 1500. Because your 1500 can generally only carry a half ton. It's a half ton truck. So how much weight can you possibly carry on that? If you got to sit there with a ton of salt in the bed or 3/4 ton of salt in the bed, you got 1,800 pounds of salt sitting in the bed to cover your lots, you're in trouble because you got a 600 pound plow or a 400 pound plow if it's 1500 or maybe a 500 pound plow. And then you got, a half ton of salt sitting there, 1,500, 1,000 pounds of salt sitting there, and all of a sudden you're overweight and you get busted. And you got a fine to pay. So 2,500, 250, whatever you want, HDs all the way. You can haul more stuff. The front ends are geared more for the bigger, tougher plows. I suggest getting a plow that has at least 4 springs on it. I don't care which brand. We're not going to argue. Snow Dog, Western, Meyer, I don't know. They're all very good plows. You're slamming them down. You're pushing snow left, right, up, down. I don't really care. You pick your brand. Find one that has a really good service in your area, has a good reputation. In this area, Western rules the roost, hands down. Not even close. Western is the plow around here. Snow Dog is big in this area. Snow Dog seems to have a good line. I have a Snow Dog plow. Very good plow. It does what I want it to do. Slam it down. It'll go. It'll push the snow where I need. My main plow is a Snowway. They're not too big in my area, but we have a dealer that's close. And what I like about my dealer, now listen to me. This is a dealer. So the dealer has all the parts I need. And he can get me in a snowstorm. You know what I mean? That's so important. So that's dealer support. Is a Snowway better than a Western? In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. That's just the way it is. We have a good Western dealer here, but he is through the roof expensive. So it's up to you and how you want to deal with plowing. I'm not big on equipment. I do use wings. I would encourage you to scoop your plow. Get wings that scoop it in a little bit. I like the less things that move on my plow, I believe the better it is. Now, Western makes a great plow called the Wideout. That Wideout will move a wing here, move a wing here, move a wing out, scoop it in. Great plow. I just don't like, number one, it's over 1,000 pounds. It's about 1,000 pound plow. That's a lot of weight coming off the end of your truck. So you've got to have a beefy truck. You're not putting that on a normal 2500 HD. You need to even beef that up a little bit. You're going to have the highest HD that you can get, 2500, with the full big package snowplow prep. There's 3 different preps in those HDs. There's a basic, there's a snowplow prep, and then there's the big snowplow prep. You're going to have the big snowplow prep. Make sure when you buy these plows, your truck can handle it. Some trucks are HDs, but they're not snowplow prepped. That means you have the smaller alternator. It means you don't have, the water pump's not big enough. So you're going to have to change some stuff around. That means your front end is not geared for that weight to slam down. So make sure when you buy a truck, it's 2500 HD. Make sure it's snowplow ready. You get the bigger alternator. You'll get the bigger water pumps. You'll get the extra coolers, transmission coolers. These are all very important when you're dealing with snow. Boom! I'm just hitting you with a bunch of information. You're going to have to watch this video about 15.6 times to get all this information. All right. Like I said, make sure you scoop. I like scooped. I like it when it's scooped. My Snowway is scooped. And what I like about that is when you turn left, it's kind of already scooped out there. You can use more of the blade in deeper snows with your little wing scooped out a little bit. It's just easier. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I don't have to think about, I gotta make sure that wing is tucked in. I gotta make sure that wing's tucked out. It's just left, right, up, down. Awesome stuff. That's my suggestion. I like scooped plows better than straight blades. I wouldn't go anything less than an 8-foot, straight blade 8-foot. My opinion on V-plows, not a very good opinion on V-plows. Only because if the V could turn left to right, that would make it a little bit better. Or if I could take a straight this way and a V that way, so it would look like that. That there would be something I would consider. But when it's in V, it's in V. That doesn't help me. It just doesn't, it's locked in V. If you have a little bit of spill off, you can go just get the spill off, but a scoop plow will do the same thing. The V, outside of, you get into those real 2-footers where you got behind. I'll tell you a place where V plow really helps out is I do some churches. And what happens is most churches don't want to be done until the weekend. So this one time we got 2 feet of snow that week, and they didn't want you to come clean it because it wasn't close to the weekend. Then we got another 6 inches of snow. Then it melted down a little bit, and then it got frozen. And oh my goodness, this is where V-Plow helps you to get that first row started, because you're going through, it's like an ice buster. It just busts through. Because when you put a plow down and you try to bust through that first one, your plow's tripped completely over. It's struggling. It's hard on your truck. It's hard on your plow. And that's where the V, where you just put it in V, inverted V, and you're just ice bustering. And it's going straight down the lane. It's pushing it all off to the side. And then you can start your left to rights. So that's about it on plow. You choose your brand. You choose your dealer. Me, it's 2500 HDs with at least an 8-footer. I'm a wing guy. I like to have wings out. I like to have my plow scooped. I think it's the best. I don't like to have all that extra. This one turns left. This one turns right. This one scoops it in. And because you're always playing with your remote. Okay, I forgot. I got to get that one. No, I got to get that one. And it's too much. It's left, right, up, down with a scoop plow. I like that the best. Salt spreaders. Again, your choice. Snow Dog makes some good ones. I personally am a big fan of Snow EX. Snow EX, I believe, makes all of Douglas Dynamics salt spreaders now, because Douglas Dynamics owns Snow EX. So I think they make, Douglas Dynamics owns I believe they own Blizzard, they own Fisher, Western, and I don't know who else they own, but I know they make all three of theirs. So any of theirs will work. I suggest using bulk salt in those spreaders. All you have to do is buy a vibrator kit for the inside back part of the throat where it comes down. You want that throat area of the salt to vibrate, and then you can end up using some bulk salt, which I highly suggest because you can get bulk salt a lot cheaper than bag salt. My opinion, like I said, I'm Snow EX type guy. That's my favorite spreader. I've had a 575 Snow EX for quite a while, and I've run tons and tons and tons and tons of salt through that, and that's my favorite. I like that one. And but you can run anything you want. You decide. That's the equipment part of it. Make sure that you're going to do this. You're going to do this right. You can equip a 1500, but I wouldn't. Only if you're going to start salting. You got to remember, when you put a salt spreader back there, it's going to weigh something. Then you got to carry salt. You can always start salting lots with a snow push spreader. Snow EX makes a good one. Snow Dog makes an okay one. Spikers are okay. The thing with a push spreader is the agitator. You got to make sure that salt's being continually agitated and it's not just sitting there, because you want it to be gravity fed out and then over the lot. That's how I got started. Is I pushed it for about 3 or 4 years, and then I ended up buying my first Snow EX spreader. I still have it today. I absolutely love it. If you're going to do sidewalks, I highly suggest, the snowplow. The snowplow shovel's a good one. I use the wheeled ones. It's called the Snowcaster, I believe. Shovel, the Bigfoot shovel is a very good shovel. As far as snow blowers, for me, it's Toro. I've used Honda, and I've got Toro. I use a 2-cycle, just a basic 21 single stage. I toss it up over the snow spray. What I do is I pick it up, I put it on the salt spreader's lid, and then I put it up over into the truck bed. This is, if you're not strong and you're not tall enough, it's going to be an issue. I like to use everything in my truck. I like to have one truck, and I could service everything on that lot. I don't have a truck to where it's just a plow truck, and then I got a salt truck coming through, and I got a van with guys getting out to do my sidewalks. I like to be as productive as possible. I like to get as much out of that truck as I can. So when I pull out of here, I have enough salt to salt all my lots, and I have at least a snow blower or a shovel, or my shovel, my snow with the wheels on it, that Snowcaster. If it's like 2 inches below, I'll just take the Snowcaster with the wheels, and I'll run the sidewalks real quick. 2 inches and above, depending on how heavy it is, I might shovel them, or if it's bad out, I'll get the single stage out and zip, 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 and then I'll salt all the sidewalks. I like to do everything on site. Just a little addendum to everything that we've talked about. You have to remember, I'm not a huge snowplow guy. I do some commercial lots. I do some residential driveways. So to me, I keep things very basic, very, very basic. Now that's the equipment aspect of it. You have any questions, what you do is you put them down there. Please don't ask me about certain brands of plows. I haven't used every brand. If it was me and I had tons of money and money was an object, I'd probably get a nice Western. They're built well. That would probably be my best brand. I like some of the innovative technology of Snowway. I just don't think it's a heavy-duty enough plow. Sometimes when you start getting up into those foot plows, the plow's just not, it starts, what do you call it? It starts, because it has real big springs, but it doesn't have 4 strong springs. So it has the real big 2 springs, and it starts tripping too easily in those real big, deep storms. And a lot of plows do. That's why I encourage you, if you go at a 1500, make sure you get it. You want to plow that's 4 springs. The board is a little stiffer, because you don't want that board slapping back all the time. It just bangs up your truck. And that's my time, guys. So if you have any questions, hit me, baby. This is part 2, baby. We're talking about equipment. I love it.